Hey guys, what's going on? It's Russ Ruffino from Clients on Demand, and today we are going to talk about how to sell ultra high ticket offers. Now, you know I am the high ticket guy from day one. My company pretty much started the entire high ticket industry, but I'm not talking about how to sell things for $5,000 or $8,000 or $10,000 today. What I'm talking about is how to sell ultra premium stuff for $50K, $80K, $100K. And believe it or not, you don't have to be some kind of guru in order to do it. You just don't. Right now, I can pretty much promise you that if you have any kind of list or any kind of following, no matter how small that might be, there are people on your list right now that are looking for a higher level of service from you, and they are willing to spend what it takes in order to get it. So today we're going to talk about how do you craft offers that sell for $50K, $75K, $100K, or even more. So let's go ahead and dive in.
Oh, hold up there. Nothing that I say on this channel should ever be taken as a claim about what you can do or what you can earn. According to the U.S. Department of Labor statistics, you have less than a 1 in 1,000 chance of building an 8-figure business. All business entails risk. Most businesses fail. All I can do on this channel is share with you what's worked for me and what's worked for my clients. What you do with that information is up to you. All right, back to the video.
The first step to commanding those kinds of ultra premium prices is to establish a high ticket baseline. So what do I mean by that? Well, what I mean is that if you're selling stuff right now for $27, $7, $97, $200, maybe you're charging, $200, $300 an hour to work with you, the jump from $200 to like $200,000 is way too big of a jump for people to make. You've got to establish yourself as having a high ticket baseline. So this is what we do at Clients on Demand. We work with coaches, consultants, experts, thought leaders, and service providers and help them craft offers that they sell for $5,000, $8,000, $10,000, somewhere in that price range. So if you don't have an offer that's in that range, that's a great place to start. We've got plenty of training on this YouTube channel about exactly how to craft those kinds of offers. But it's essential that if you're going to command those kinds of super premium prices, that people already see you as a premium offer. So we're not talking about going from like super low price to super high price, because that's just a bridge too far for most customers. If you've already established yourself as having something for sale at $5K, $8K, $10K, then you can talk about having something that commands the kind of ultra premium prices that I'm talking about. Does that make sense? And again, if you don't have something for sale at that $5K, $8K, $10K price, check out some of the other videos on this channel, because there's a lot of trainings in here where I walk you through exactly how to do just that. So for the purposes of this video, I'm going to assume that you already have some kind of high ticket offer that's in that $5K, $8K, $10K price range. If you've got that, we need to take a step back and we need to revisit exactly what justifies the premium pricing. So premium pricing is a function of outcome. So your prices should not be based on what your competitors are charging. They shouldn't be based on how much time it takes you to deliver your solution. They shouldn't be based on like what I'm charging, right? Where what most people do when they're setting their prices is they kind of just like look around in the marketplace and they go, oh, well, Marie Forleo has been in business a lot longer than I have, and she's charging $2,000, so I can't possibly charge what she's charging. So let me go ahead and charge $1,700 or whatever. And then that way I'm not really competing with her, coming in just a little bit under her price. That's the way that most people set their prices. And frankly, I think that setting your prices that way is dead wrong. The reason for that is that there is no benefit, none, to being the second most expensive option in your market. There's benefits for being the cheapest option, and there's definitely bigger benefits for being the most expensive option. But there's really no benefit whatsoever to kind of being somewhere in the middle. So if you're going to go high ticket, my suggestion is that you go all the way. So what justifies that high ticket price is not what your competitors are charging or even what you think you can get away with. What justifies that high ticket price is the value of the outcome that you deliver. So the wrong way to frame what you do is to talk about it in terms of your subject matter. I'm a marriage coach. I'm a diabetes coach. I'm a marriage and family therapist. I'm a business coach. You never want to talk about yourself in those terms, because when you do, you're just one marriage and family therapist among thousands and thousands and thousands around the world. People also have an idea of what they should be spending for marriage and family therapy. Maybe it's $100 an hour, $200 an hour, $300 an hour, or something within that price range. So by framing your value in terms of like your subject matter, you're automatically limiting the prices that you can command. What you need to do instead is frame the value of your offer in terms of the outcome you deliver. So you tell me what sounds better. Does it sound better to say I'm a marriage and family therapist? Or does it sound better to say I work with professionals in their 40s who are on the verge of divorce, and I help them save their marriage in 8 weeks and unlock a whole new level of passion and joy and love in their relationship? Obviously, the second one sounds way better, right? And when you're delivering an outcome that's that big and that powerful, you can easily command the 5K, 8K, 10K price point, right? Because the outcome that you're delivering is priceless, right? I mean, to really save someone's marriage, that's priceless. To reverse someone's type 2 diabetes, that's priceless. To help someone who's really struggling in their business and they can't get clients and help them get all the clients they want, that is priceless. I mean, you literally cannot put a dollar value on those things. And so since they are priceless, those outcomes, they're priceless, life-changing outcomes, you can charge 5 or 8 or 10K, and it seems like an absolute steal. Does that make sense? So however you are talking about what you do, you always want to talk about what you do and frame what you do in terms of, this is the kind of person I work with, and this is the kind of outcome that I give them. I never want to hear any of you guys ever again saying I'm a business coach or a relationship coach or parenting coach or whatever it is. You frame it in terms of the outcome. I work with teenage girls who are going in the wrong direction, and I help their parents turn that situation around so that their daughter is fun and bright and joyful and emotionally healthy again. I work with the parents of dyslexic children to get them from reading in the bottom 10% of their class to the top 10% of their class in 8 weeks. And that's a priceless outcome. If you've got a dyslexic child and they're really having trouble reading, you can take a program like my client, Dr. Becky's program, and turn that situation around. And if you spent 5 or 8 or 10K for that, it would be worth every penny. Does that make sense? So once you've got a program like that and you've defined what that outcome is, you want to build an 8-week program that delivers that outcome. And again, that's not what we're going to talk about here. That's what we help our clients do. There's plenty of other videos on this channel, right? So once you've got that 8-week program, the next logical step is to move your clients from your 8-week program into a 1-year mastermind. Now, those masterminds, those can command 20K, 30K, 40K, 50K prices and beyond. Now, there's some huge advantages to doing it this way, right? You might say, well, Russ, if I have a 1-year mastermind, why don't I just enroll people right into that? Well, first of all, most of you probably don't have a 1-year mastermind, but for those of you that do, you always have that option. But the reason I like to put people into the 8-week program first is it gives us 8 weeks to get to know that person. You're going to have people who join your programs, guys, who are difficult. You might have people join your programs that are victims. You might have people join your programs that are just straight up a pain in the butt to work with. And the cool thing about having an 8-week program is you only have to work with those people for 8 weeks. In fact, if they're really bad, you can just remove them from your program altogether. But worst case scenario, you're with those people for 8 weeks, they work with you, you get them the result, and you send them on their way. For the people that you really love to work with, right? There's going to be some people in there that are just an absolute joy for you to work with. Now, for those people, those would be the people that you invite into your 1-year mastermind. And if you do this right, you've really got the ability to put together an amazing group of people that you absolutely love to work with. So these masterminds, well, like, what are these about? So at Clients on Demand, which is my company, and again, this is like not an income claim or anything like that. The way that we structure our programs is that the 8-week program is designed to get you figuring out your high ticket offer and enrolling high ticket clients into it on a consistent basis. That's what our 8-week program is for. Now, on the back of that, we have a 1-year mastermind that we call Lion's Pride. The focus of that mastermind is to get to 40K, 50K, 70K a month. And then on top of that, we actually have an even higher level mastermind that we call Millionaire Alliance. And the focus of that mastermind is to get to 6 and 7 figures a month. So you can see that most of the time you've got an 8-week program, and that 8-week program is about going from bad to pretty good, right? You don't have any clients coming in. 8 weeks later, you have clients coming in. Your marriage is failing. 8 weeks later, you're not going to get divorced. Things are pretty good. You're really struggling with type 2 diabetes. 8 weeks later, you've managed to get that under control. Your A1C is better and you're starting to turn things around, right? That's about as far as you can get in 8 weeks. Now, but we all know that that's just the beginning, right? Like, so let's say it's a marriage program. To take your marriage from we're on the verge of divorce to now we're talking again and things are pretty good and pretty stable and we're not going to get divorced. We all know there's a whole other level of joy and happiness that goes beyond just, hey, we're not going to get divorced. And that is what your mastermind is for. So think of your 8-week programs like a really super targeted intervention to get in there and fix the problem and turn the situation around. And then your 1-year masterminds are about now we're going to take that foundation and build on it to create something absolutely incredible. And those masterminds are great. That's where you really get to do your very best work with your very best clients. All right, so that covers masterminds, that covers 8-week programs. Now, what else could we do here, right? Is it just about having an 8-week program into a mastermind, or do we have the potential and the opportunity to create some super high ticket offers that are even easier to deliver that don't take a full year? Well, the answer is yes. So we've already established that people pay you for the value of the outcome that you deliver, right? We know that. That's how we set our baseline pricing, right? But what can we do to create even more value beyond just delivering the outcome? Well, what we found as we've been doing this for years and years at our business, Clients on Demand, and in our clients' businesses as well, that people will also pay for 3 other things. They'll pay for speed, they'll pay for ease, and they'll pay for access. Speed, ease, and access. So we've already established that, the outcome that you provide is priceless, right? Getting those new clients in the door, saving the business, that's priceless. So what makes it worth even more? Well, let's say that instead of getting that outcome in the course of 8 weeks or 6 months or however long it takes, you are able to get in there and create that outcome in the space of just a few days. Well, that would be worth even more, wouldn't it? Because now they're getting where they want to go even faster, right? So that's the speed metric. Now, the next metric is the ease of it. So let's say that you have a coaching program where you are teaching people how to do a certain thing, just like us at Clients on Demand. One of the things that we teach our clients how to do is how to create their high ticket offers and how to create a funnel to sell those high ticket offers. Now, if I were going to create an ultra premium offer, I might have an offer where I make it even easier than that. I'm not going to teach you how to do the funnel at all. I'm just going to step in and I'm going to do it for you, right? So now you figure that checks most of the boxes. If Russ is doing my funnel for me, it's going to happen pretty quick. If Russ is doing my funnel for me, it's going to be way easier than if I was doing it myself. And then finally, the last piece is that access. There are people on your list right now that just want to get closer to you, right? Maybe they don't want to work with you within the course of a 8-week group program or even a 1-year group mastermind. They want to work with you one-on-one. And that opens the door for things like intensives, like a 3-day intensive, or even a VIP day where you just work with them one-on-one, or where you work with them in small groups. So just to throw out some ideas of ultra high ticket offers that you could offer a VIP day with you, where it's just you and the client and they get to spend the whole day with you, or maybe even the whole weekend, just really going to town, taking apart this problem, putting it back together and getting the results that they want, right? So right there, that checks the boxes. It's speed, it's easy. They're working with you directly and they get this higher level of access. So you could do that in the course of a 2-day VIP day for them. Or if you even wanted to, you could do a small group session. Let's say this is limited to 5 people. Right? So by creating that scarcity, creating that urgency, hey, we've only got 5 spots left. We've only got 4 spots left. You make the program even more desirable and you increase your ability to command those kinds of premium prices. Does that make sense? So what you should do right now is take out a piece of paper and just brainstorm. What can you offer your audience that's going to give them the same outcome as your other stuff, but it's going to get them there quicker, easier, and with a higher level of access to you. So those could be one-on-one Zoom coaching calls. It could be a VIP day that's either in person or virtual. It could be a super exclusive, like 2-day event. It could be some super high ticket done for you service that they can't get anywhere else. Now, here's what else is cool. Once you've figured out what that high ticket offer is, all you need to do is blast that out to your list. Get on social media, get in your email platform, and just email your list and say, hey, how would you like to work with me personally so that you can blah, 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 whatever that outcome is. Well, here's what I have going on. I've got a limited number of spots, just 5 spots for a 2-day intensive with me. Here's what we're going to cover. A, B, C, D, E. There's only 5 spots. This is the price. If you'd like to be considered, click here and fill out an application. So what you do is you blast that email out to your audience, you make that post on social media, and you put the link in there just to an application. And on that application, you're very direct. Here's who this is for. Here's who we're looking for. Here's who we're not looking for. And here's the price. So your application could literally be something like this. Question number 1, are you such and such a person who has such and such a problem? Question number 2, how is this problem showing up in your life? Check the boxes that apply. And then you can have little check boxes where they tell you how this problem is showing up for them. Question number 3, the investment for this program is $20,000, $40,000, $50,000, whatever it is. The investment for this program is $50,000. Are you prepared to invest $50,000 to come and be a part of this program? A, yes. B, no. C, I don't have the funds at this time, but I'd love to talk to you about other ways we can work together. And that can literally be it. And when you've got somebody that fills out that application and says, yes, they have the problems that you solve. Yes, they want to work with you. Yes, they're willing to spend what it takes to make that happen. You just call that person right away, have a quick conversation with them, and enroll them into that ultra high ticket offer. So I do this to my list from time to time. We'll cook up some amazing offer that's a super, super, super limited time thing, and we'll just blast it out to the list. And we probably do this once every 3 or 4 months, maybe once a quarter, let's say. And I just did this last Thursday. I had a guy reach out and book a call. It was a $50,000 offer. And it was like a 10-minute conversation. And that was that. The guy threw down the money. He said, let's rock and roll. And we moved forward. So they are the coolest and easiest people ever to work with. And that's a big paradox. I used to think that the more someone was spending to work with you, the more fussy they were going to be, the more high maintenance they were going to be, the more of a pain in the butt they were going to be. But I really was excited to find that the more you are charging to work with you, the more people show up coachable, the more they show up decisive, the more they show up resourceful and excited to work with you. So what's amazing is that when you're selling a low ticket thing for like $100 or $200, those people tend to be very high maintenance and honestly kind of a pain in the butt. But when you're charging those kinds of premium prices like we're talking about, people show up super cool and just excited for the opportunity. Like I've never had a problem with any of my super high ticket people. It is an absolutely amazing thing. So now what's holding you back, right? Well, maybe you don't have a list, maybe you don't have a following, but for those of you that do, what's stopping you from doing this right now? Take a second, take a piece of paper, map out what your ultra high ticket offer might look like, blast that email out to your list and see what happens. What's the worst case scenario? Worst case scenario, nobody buys it. And so what? Then you're right back to where you are right now. But the best case scenario, there might be some of those people lurking on your list right now who are just dying for the opportunity to work with you on a more intimate, close basis to really create some extraordinary results. And they have just been waiting for you to make that kind of offer. So don't wait, don't hesitate, blast an email out to your list, make a post to your social media followers, and just see who bites. And even if no one bites, you've actually increased your status in their minds because they know, oh my God, this is a guy that's selling something for 50K or 60K or 80K or 100K. So when they talk to you about joining your $5,000 or $6,000 programs, it's going to seem like an unbelievable bargain because they understand that that's not your highest price. That's actually your lowest price. All right, that's going to do it for me today, guys. Check out the links in the description of this video. If you want to learn more, I'm Russ Ruffino with Clients on Demand, and I'll catch you on the next video. Bye.